of going up and killing it, giving yourself another option for a play, or actually running a second play right there.
Whenever I have Patriots on my show, they always talk about the time given to situational plays at New England practices. I mean, I've watched Eli Manning for years. It seems like for the last 6 or 7, he is so good in the 2-minute drill. Take our audience here on Mike and Mike's show, Brian, into how much time do you spend on situational plays? Because it seems to me in a parity-driven league, Atlanta could have lost the last 2 weeks. Some teams do it so well, some teams don't. Are the Cowboys potentially not spending enough time on situational stuff?
Well, which is odd, because you're talking about a head coach with quarterbacking experience, 5 years as a starter. I think Jason Garrett is a good head coach. I think he's got a good mind for the game. Tony Romo, and he also has Wade Wilson, 19 years. That's his quarterback coach. So they've got a great brain trust as to what a quarterback needs by way of resources, mentoring, process to do the game. And you're right, there seems to be things that kind of fall through the cracks in terms of the situational part of the game. Bill Belichick, there's no one better than it. There's two things you've got to be on top of as a coach, because scheme is scheme. Regrettably or embarrassingly, we're all running the same thing. We really are. But at the end of the day, it comes to evaluating and procuring and developing talent within the scheme that you're choosing to employ, and being on top of, and I'm talking as the head coach now, being on top of all the situational things that present themselves offensively, defensively, and having your team ready during the course for the week so that there are no surprises during the game, whether it's an onside kick, whether you're going to take a safety, whatever it is, the 4-minute offense, the 2-minute offense, a 4th down play, freezing a play and trying to draw someone off sides, all those little things that constantly need to be touched on so that everybody is on the same page when they come up.
Mike and Mike, Brian Billick is with us here this coming week on Fox. He's got Green Bay at St. Louis. As we watched what Green Bay did on Sunday night to previously unbeaten Houston, I think a lot of us said, okay, there's the Packer team we've been waiting all year long to see. Did a light go on there? Do we think the Pack is back?
Well, if the Pack is back, if you can't get pressure on Aaron Rodgers, I think what we saw is that you can't get to him with a 4-man rush, or you've got to be pretty special, that you've got to take the risk and bring more people. But in doing so, if his receivers are on target and they're not dropping the ball like we saw the previous week, like I saw when I had their Indianapolis game, then you know that's a two-headed monster there you're going to have to deal with. But you can't just do one or the other. This week against St. Louis likes to bring a lot of DB blitzes and a lot of pressure. They've been very good, particularly at home. That's very good. That's the way you've got to approach Aaron Rodgers. However, I'm not sure how they're going to match up across the board, because it seems like his receiving core is back in a rhythm as well.
Go back to your Super Bowl winning year with the Ravens. When I watched the Giants go out west and really dominate San Francisco, the next day I said, their best is better than everybody else's best. And on the flight home, I'm thinking Tom Coughlin and Eli are thinking, geez, cross our fingers, let's just stay healthy, because we can win this thing again. Did teams know that? Am I reaching? Or when your Baltimore team, was there a game, an epiphany, a moment when you kind of decided in that season, okay, when we're at our best, we're the best team in the league? Because I watched the Giants this weekend, and that would scare everybody in this league if you watched that game.
No question about it. Now, it's a bit empirical at times, because nothing's thinner than confidence in the National Football League. But it's not unlike Denver. Right now, Denver has a feeling we're invincible. We're never out of it. That in and of itself, you can imagine. And even this is new for John Fox. John Fox came from a system in Carolina where you played great defense, you run the ball, you get down by 14 points, it's pretty much over. I don't know the numbers in front of me, but that wasn't their style of play. Now, having come back by 24, or you talk about what New York did in San Francisco against still maybe the best defense in the National Football League. Maybe wasn't that day, but I'll wager at the end of the day they may be the best. And you draw from that going, guys, and as a coach, you hook onto that right away. All right, guys, you messed up. I got you now, because I've seen you do it. And anything less than this, now you've given me license to jump all